Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat. Who is ready for a very special Memorial Day episode?
Very special.
As you guys know, we have no days off over here.
Yeah.
So although we observe the holiday, we actually talk about it on this episode where it started, some sort of facts behind it, and some numbers correlated with U.S. wars in the past and interesting topics. But that being said, we always try to crank out an episode whenever we can. So here's our Memorial Day special. Lots of Memorial Day topics. Then we jump into all things.
All things.
And then stay tuned for the shout out section if you want a freaking bombshell of an announcement.
Yeah. Bombshell.
Okay, let's get into it.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Happy Memorial Day, my friends.
We observe. Yes.
So, one thing we do really well on this pod that I'm really proud of is we clear up the origin of holidays. And sometimes I don't really suspect this about Memorial Day, but sometimes, holidays are sort of business marketing tactics like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is one, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Christmas? Is Christmas as a whole?
I mean, that's more your religion.
Santa Claus?
So I feel like you could speak to that better.
Is Santa Claus... no,
Saint Nick,
old.
I don't know. I feel like he's
Easter.
part of...
No, that's Christian. What's the other?
What were they observing at Live on Sunday in Miami?
Good question. Okay, so Memorial Day is very much not a Valentine's Day.
No.
What are we celebrating exactly?
So it actually, the origin of Memorial Day. So I know we have a lot of listeners not in America. And today, Monday, is a national holiday where banks are closed, businesses are closed. And it's a way to kind of pay your respects to military personnel who have died in the performance of their military duties. Mm-hmm. And it actually kind of dates back to the Civil War, which, I was looking up today, 600,000 people died in civil wars. Plus, that's like the estimate. And then in World War II...
Yeah, give me a comparison.
I think World War II was, 450,000.
Yeah, the Civil War, because it's us on us,
Yeah, which is,
Can you imagine a true Civil War where 600,000 people died like today?
I was thinking about it in the context of COVID, right?
Yeah, 500,000 people plus died in the U.S. in the last year.
In COVID?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so World War II, 405,000 people. World War I, 116,000. Vietnam War, 58,000. And, I think I'll say the only thing that, war and military are such important things to this country's history.
Yeah.
And, just watching how we treat military veterans.
Oh, yeah.
In our society is kind of a joke, considering we care about our military so much as a country.
Yeah.
But we don't care enough.
It's really strange.
And it's a really simple fix, because if you think about the money it would take to take care of those who served, it's a fraction of the military budget. It's sub 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you send these people out, they come home, whether injured, mental health, whether they have some sort of disabilities post-war, it doesn't take that much money to service them.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but if you looked at the suicide rates and stuff like that, it's pretty wild.
And homelessness. It's embarrassing by the VA hospital in
Westwood, California.
Westwood, which is one of the poshest areas in Los Angeles. There's an entire community of veterans that are homeless.
Around it?
Yeah.
Oh. It's pretty wild, man. Why is that? Is that because all we care about is the machine is built to get people to sign up?
Yeah.
And once they're in, then...
And that's the interesting thing is what society doesn't talk about is the tactics that are used to enlist young men and women into service, which, look, I understand our country needs a military, a strong military. I understand there are people that want to do that. All good.
Yep.
To each his own. Why can't you treat them on the way out?
It's weird. It's weird too because it's not like for instance, you cannot tell a joke. Like, I'm being careful right now that I don't even slightly try to tell a joke about the military or about armed forces, right?
Yeah.
But so there is this real deep-seated pride, and you're supposed to thank service men and women when you see them. But this is one huge part that we like just completely can turn a blind eye to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just don't get because it doesn't cost that much money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really strange.
If you think about what we spend on as a government, and if you calculate how much it would take to guarantee housing for everyone that served, 2+ years in foreign combat service, it's nothing.
Well, it also seems like we live in a day and age where like the truth is more accessible than ever. And that has to be bad for your sign-up rates because people are seeing what they're going to be treated like.
I would love to know if that's true.
What?
If enlisting rates are down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because the counter to that would be there is less likely for combat these days, right? Like the likelihood that you'll actually be sent off and have to fight is probably less. And if you know it's a way for you to earn a steady living, potentially get your college paid for, whatever it is, like it's not a bad option for young people. So I agree that it's definitely a path forward for people, and people who have that innateness to want to go do that, which is amazing. But like I don't know. Today we observe that holiday, but like, why don't we observe it like fucking permanently?
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well then let's move to a lighter note.
Yes.
How did you celebrate?
So I've had a very interesting weekend.
Okay.
We did a kid's birthday. Anand was there too. That was fun. I've gone to Home Depot 2 times already. I might be hitting it for a 3rd time today.
Wow, you're a real dad.
So yes, and I realized what Home Depot is, and Costco and these types of things.
Okay.
It's a poor man's country club.
Are you making friends?
It's very much like a place to go to kill a shitload of time.
Got it.
And so
and to get stuff done.
Yeah.
And build
So
stuff.
you're just taking Dom and letting him run amok.
Well,
It's like a big toy store.
So I mean,
That can seriously injure him.
it's kind of dangerous.
Like a dad's toy store.
Yeah, and it's
Catch a
definitely a dad's
sliver
toy
and-
store.
Yeah.
So
So you prefer that than Century City Mall or the Grove to let Dom run around? Or is it serving 2 purposes? You get some wood and he gets some
no,
run around?
actually, so I'll tell you what I got. This is
Or
really
you just have
interesting.
new friends there now. You're like, hey, what's up, Al? Hey, man, just grabbing some PVC.
So I'm gonna tell you my experience. So I go Sunday morning. I went for a run, and then afterwards, my wife Haley was like, "We need soil." I've never bought soil in my fucking life.
Is she doing like planting?
She's doing something. Okay.
Got it.
And she was like, "I need soil." And I was like,
So you had to go figure that out.
so I was like, you know what?
Panicking over soil. It's like, oh, fuck.
I'm here for dirt.
So I've gone to Home Depot once during the pandemic or twice to buy a screwdriver for a toy.
Yep.
So I go there to get soil. And so, I went to the one in Hollywood and Sunset, pull up. We went kind of late. It was like 11:30 in the morning. Slammed.
I bet.
I mean,
I bet. Big weekend for building.
so let me tell you my first observation on the way to Home Depot. On the way to Home Depot, I passed IHOP on Sunset.
Yep.
I passed the waffle place. What's it called?
The waffle.
It's called the waffle. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I passed Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Yep.
Let me tell you something about brunch.
Waffles are hot.
I mean, I saw, no joke, 100+ people both at the waffle
Yeah, the
in
waffle's
line
popping, yeah.
and Roscoe's. IHOP had a lot of people, but not like that.
Yeah.
And now I kind of see where all the weight was gained during the pandemic.
Waffles.
Yes.
People love pancakes, huh?
And waffles.
They love syrup.
Yes.
Syrup.
Yeah.
Gluttonous.
Powdered sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a pancake spot in Manhattan Beach when I go for my runs on Tuesday, Thursday morning. Slammed. 8:30 in the morning.
Who's eating pancakes in the middle of the week?
I think it's called like Uncle Bill's
disgusting.
pancakes.
Middle of the week, middle of the day, you're just eating a fluffy syrup-covered mess.
So fine. So I see that, and like Dominic's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "You'll never know. We ain't going to any of those places."
You stick to avocados, buddy.
Yeah. Have your
get
green
that
juice
one.
and pipe down there. And so we get to Home Depot. I go to the nursery section, the gardening area, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm reading all these soil things. They say one's for potting, one's for grass, one's for this, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Nobody's helpful. They're
Is
actually
it you can't even find a person?
if you find one, they're so irritated because it's a
hate
bunch
that.
of people like me who have no idea what's going
It's like
on.
Supreme in that place.
Yes, exactly.
It's not like the
how dare
Walmart
you ask
guy
me.
from
It's
the
not the-
Kevin Hart skit.
Yeah,
Remember the
where
guy
the
who was so
greeter-
happy to help
Yeah,
Kevin Hart?
Yeah, not
So
that.
Dom
Walmart's
pushing the
built
car,
different.
and then finally I see some soil. I take a picture and to Haley, I'm like, "Is this good?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Get as much as you can." I didn't know these bags are so freaking heavy.
Don't they have like carts and stuff?
Yes, but like because I'm thinking
This is
5
amazing.
steps ahead. I'm like, I gotta put this in the trunk of the car. Then I gotta take it out, take it to the backyard. I mean, like, geez,
Yeah.
how is this soil gonna
Yeah.
get moved?
How many bags did you have to buy?
So I bought on that trip 4 bags. I bought
That's a lot.
The bags are like this big, right?
They're huge.
Yeah, they're
They're
big, like a big heavy pillow.
And
Is it
they're-
like
yeah.
30
Yeah.
pounds, 40 pounds?
I gotta go look actually. So I buy it. So we carry it. We're pushing it. The first gardening nursery line is like 30 people in it, and everyone has like 500 things. I'm like, I can't sit here all day.
What's Dom doing?
He's just like, he's got 5 minutes before it's a meltdown. So I'm like,
Oh.
So then I go to self-checkout and I see, there's no one here. No, it's 6 feet away. I look down, it's like the full fucking store is self-checkout waiting. So now I'm like, oh my God, I'm not sitting here for an hour to check out. So I keep going up and down, up and down. The guy goes, you need some help? I'm like, yeah. Roll right up to the front. I'm out there in 30 seconds.
So how did you jump the line?
He just
He
saw
opened a
just me
register?
walking up and down.
Saw a lost Indian guy. Like,
With a whole lot of soil.
I have all this dirt.
I don't know what to do.
You must be lost. Why don't you just come with me?
You're
And
new
then,
here.
so then whatever, I pay. And by the way, soil's not cheap it's
No.
like, $15 for dirt.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
water.
It's enriched dirt though. It's prime dirt.
So finally I get it. And then I take it back and Haley starts using it. And she's like, oh, we need way more.
No.
Yeah.
Worst case.
That's
So-
why you have to go back after
So then
this?
this morning I went back and my mom stayed with us. So my mom, Dominic, and I now went and got 6 more bags.
Oh my gosh. What's
you
she
guys
building?
What are you
doing?
doing?
You're going to come see.
Oh my god, you're gonna have a rainforest back there. Holy
So then, same thing. We're there's a lady in the gardening nursery line. She has like literally 100 little plant. I'm like, by the time she gets checked out,
the
like
worst.
Gardening must be on fire during
fire.
quarantine.
That's what my mom is saying. She's
Yeah,
like, there's
you're
line
right.
everywhere. Then all of a sudden, this lady comes up to me and goes, "Do you guys need help? Do you need?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually, we're trying to pay." And she goes,
No.
she sees my mom and Dominic, old lady,
Yes.
Dominic, and I was like, "Yes."
So
Mom.
they're just plucking people out that they
Yes.
feel are helpless?
So here's the hack. Wander back and forth aimlessly in front of the registers if you ever go to Home Depot.
Yes. And so we're in the return area. The assistant manager grabs me, sees that I have a little kid, and goes to the return guy who was not happy. He was like, "You need to ring them up," and just told this guy to ring me up. And we were out there in like 30 seconds.
I think that's a good TikTok. They love hacks on TikTok. How to get out of Home Depot in less than 5 minutes.
Take an older woman.
Take it home.
and borrow
And
a
a
young
baby.
child if you don't have one.
I was like, if that was that long with Dominic, I got to bring Miles. He's like an infant.
Oh yeah, hold him in one arm, pushing
like,
your soil around,
grabbing
They'll be like,
soil.
"Sir, here,
They fucking put him on a
let's
cart.
get you out of here."
Put him on like the golf cart and wheel him all the way
Yeah.
to the
That's
front.
the first
You
I've
know
ever
what?
heard of something like this.
Yeah, it's a hack.
Wow. Okay, what else? I heard you had a TV experience.
Yeah, and so I was
Another dad moment.
I was looking for something to watch,
Yeah.
and so I saw on HBO Max Friends reunion. At first, I was like, "Do I really care what's happening with the Friends reunion?" Because I was like a very passive watcher of Friends, but I probably watched
I
every
thought you were a
episode.
Friends hater, kind of,
I was a hater. I never thought it was funny.
because it was Seinfeld versus Friends, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were on the same channel. I think they were like the lead-in to Seinfeld when Seinfeld was.
But there's
on.
kind of like people choose their gang.
Yeah, and so then I watched the trailer and it says 17 years later, and I was like, Friends ended 17 fucking years ago.
It ended when I was in college. I remember. It was a huge moment.
Yeah. So I start. So we start turning it on.
I was in high school.
And my wife makes a comment. She's like, "I'm kind of like, I have like anxiety over this." I'm like, "Why?" She's like, and she makes a really interesting point. She's like, "This Friends, Friends encapsulated for us like a moment of like youthfulness.
Yeah.
And when you see them now." It was kind of sad.
rough, yeah.
It's kind of sad because like I was talking to my mom about it. She's like, They don't look so good.
Jennifer
I like
Aniston looks great.
Lisa Kudrow looked great,
Who'd you say?
Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
but I'm not going to make comments on the rest of the cast.
Yeah.
Some of them don't look too good.
A little rough.
Yeah, it honestly, it was kind of sad just seeing them. Like, there was this whole controversy about Matthew Perry's face. What was wrong with his?
Controversy
Courtney
about
Cox
his
got a lot
face.
of work done. So I guess I'm
sad.
going to comment
Who'd you
about every
just
single
see?
person.
Comment on anyone.
Okay, well, David Schwimmer I thought looked okay.
Yeah.
Matt LeBlanc has put on Quarantine 100. So
Wow, that escalated quickly.
yes, exactly. So
I'm not going to touch on the people in the cast.
but you know what, but you know what it is? It's like, especially in entertainment, I think you remember these people like a certain way, and then you see them now. And by the way, the show was incredible. Like, the reunion was great because touching on like all these cool moments. They had crazy kind of people pop in during the episode where they had like really famous people who like enjoyed the show. But like, you don't realize about your youth, like it's just gone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Okay,
me being
well,
40,
Jesus.
it's completely gone.
Yeah.
Like, that part of my life
Now you
is
just have Home Depot and soil.
Home Depot and parading around a 3-year-old to
Yeah.
cut the line.
Yeah. That's their new life.
yeah, but it's crazy because like, you forget how fast your youth just goes.
But I also wonder if the youth today, because who's hot changes so quickly. Like, the flavor of the month right now is Addison Rae, the D'Amelios, and these kids, right? They're not going to be likely in 5 years.
Yeah.
Whereas when we were young, it was like the Saved by the Bell cast for a decade.
Yeah.
Fresh
Yeah.
Prince of Bel-Air,
That's the big
decade.
difference. Yeah.
But I'm more talking
Friends.
I'm not even talking
So you
about
have
Friends.
this attachment to these people. And so your comment about Haley, it's like she has this attachment to this show that was part of her life for like 15 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And that I don't think the youth will have that anymore. Like, I don't think outside the Kardashians, people are going to be dying for an Addison Rae D'Amelio reunion in 15 years.
I wonder, like a David Dobrik, all beat up and
In jail.
in jail, just got his nose done. If people would like get emotional, be like, "Damn, that was my youth."
My youth.
Yeah,
But
I
then
wonder.
the celebs are also packaged differently to us. They were all wholesome.
Yeah.
Back when we were youthful, we didn't really know what happened and
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, so you kind of had them in a pedestal.
Yeah, it was this fantasy
Yeah.
of who these people were.
Yeah, and I think
Because I remember when Jesse from Saved by the Bell was in what movie?
Striptease.
Yeah, it was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse from Saved by the Bell?
You're right.
supposed to be in
Not
school?
Jesse, why would you do that? Yeah. It's funny how emotional that is.
It is, it actually was quite, it was, I thought it was very well done, but it was kind of heavy because when she made that point, I just reflected on my own life and I was like, damn, that shit's gone. Like that era.
What? Your life is gone?
No, but I'm just saying that era of your life is completely gone.
Yeah.
Because what Friends is like in your 20s and 30s, you're just hanging out with your friends and you do nothing all day and you have fun and your biggest issue is like, like
Dinner.
Yeah, dinner. Yes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Taco Bell or McDonald's.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like-
they were showing an episode where Joey and what's Matthew Perry's character, Chandler, were like fighting over a seat, like just nonsense.
Yeah.
That trivial nonsense, which is actually really fun.
Yeah.
When you're in your 20s and
Yeah,
30s,
yeah.
but like you never get that back.
Yeah. It's kind of, this episode started off kind of depressing.
No way to start off your Tuesday morning.
Other than
like
the
a little-
soil thing, we really just talked about war and our childhood being gone.
Yeah, your biggest concern in your 20s is like, where are we going to dinner before we go out?
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
Or like, you invited so and so.
Oh, and then there's
I
drama
hate that
on that.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like your big.
They're a friends person. I'm a Seinfeld guy.
I'm only on
Yeah.
the list +3. Like, we got to shake.
Yeah,
gotta shake two of those.
Yeah, we gotta shake Tom.
That was
over
that was a big challenge every week.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen. Now you have LeBron,
Yeah.
which he's, I guess, getting old.
Well, I think the more interesting thing is like society viewed age very differently when we were growing up. Where like a 40-year-old, you would effectively say your life is over,
Yeah.
and now we've seen a 40-year-old, a 50-year-old, a
Look
60-year-old.
at Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Guy's getting divorced. And,
He's out here.
Yeah. What's he, like 89? Yeah, you know, I feel like now, yeah,
different
40's
view of the
nothing.
world. Yeah.
40's the new 20. JC said it.
And also, it's just been accepted in nightlife that the 4-year-olds are the bottle buyers.
Yeah. Yeah, you're accepted in nightlife.
Yeah, forever. Nightlife
But
forever.
that wasn't the case when we were 25. If there was a 4-year-old, like, who is this dinosaur?
Oh. Now that's the one funding the
the whole night.
the
whole
operation. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, it's okay, man. I mean, you got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
Think of all the soil you're going to learn about. The
I'm
nursery
going to become
department.
really great at gardening, I hope.
Yes.
Yeah. Think about the landscaping techniques you'll acquire.
Yeah.
What about
start
travel?
doing-
What's travel like? Are people back at it?
90% of pre-pandemic was this weekend.
I went to the airport last night.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I was there for almost an hour and a half.
Did you
trying to
go
pick
somewhere or
somebody
you
up.
just wanted to go see the traffic?
No, I was picking up.
Like what?
I was picking up my girlfriend just coming back in from New York.
What a good boyfriend.
Yes.
Who
I
picks
know,
up?
that-
Are you fucking crazy?
That's like marriage. You don't do that.
The
What's
pickup.
the conversation? I thought in a post-Uber world, that's just off the table.
Wait, you can't get an Uber. You
Yeah,
can't get an
that's
Uber
fine.
for under $100 right now.
That's true.
This is terrible. So it was just going to be a headache. It was more going to
What
be
did
a
you do?
headache.
You waited forever?
Yes, it was. There was so much traffic.
Did you park or did you just go in circles?
No, I had to keep going around because fucking, hey, you know, she couldn't come out quick enough, and then the guy's fucking issuing me
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
and then I get
That's why you
lodged
don't do
again, and it's just.
I wonder how many breakups have been caused over LAX
Yeah.
pickups.
Oh, yeah.
By
I'd
the
like
way,
to get that statistic.
Where are you? Why aren't you
Why-
outside?
Yeah, what, you
That
can't
was-
pick me up? Grab a Uber?
that was 11 o'clock last night too.
Wow. So tonight's
So-
going to be nuts. So the TSA is saying that it's 90% is obviously the biggest travel day since March 2020. There are no flights. There are no hotel rooms. There's nothing. There's nothing available.
Yeah, I
Anywhere.
noticed
Just
that.
stay home.
Yeah, I mean, this is
After all this.
if you don't have shit booked
Yeah.
or you're not, have unlimited amounts of money, it's over. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Stay home.
Yeah.
Grab some soil.
You just effectively need a quarantine for one more full year, and then you can come back out.
Yeah.
Maybe just for the summer. I'm sure some things will
No,
come back.
'cause
up in
winter
the
will
fall.
probably get like some weird scare again anyway. So
Yeah, so maybe
plan for a year.
Yes.
Book Memorial Day 2022.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like travel is the problem is like the domestic travel. I don't know what it's like going to. I saw people in Cabo. I don't know. Was that slammed this week or was that?
Had to be.
You
Had to
think-
be like Cabo, Tulum.
Yeah, I
right?
get those places. Yeah, I guess
Miami
so.
was cracking.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami's always
every
cracking.
weekend is cracking.
Yeah, Miami will be cracking for as far as I can possibly see.
Especially with Bitcoin week coming up.
Bitcoin weekend next weekend is fucking
The fight.
fuckery.
Yeah.
Did you see Anand?
Yeah.
I was so happy for us.
So we watched on YouTube the Showtime 24/7
Yeah.
Floyd Logan. Absolutely incredible.
Incredible. So if you don't know, Showtime, one of the things they do so well is these like 24/7 lead ups to all their big fights. They used to do it with Floyd. It was so good. And Anand and I were questioning whether they would do it about Logan, and they did.
And they
so
did it on YouTube.
It's probably on Showtime.
Probably
We
on
watched.
Showtime.
I know,
we
but
watched
it's
on
probably
YouTube.
streamed.
It's great that they did it on YouTube because that's where this guy's
that's-
audience is.
Exactly. Smart.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Logan looks like a beast.
Yeah.
Anand was hyping up Logan Paul yesterday.
Yeah, but you can tell his
he looked
form
like-
isn't very good.
Yeah.
It's not?
He looked that ripped in the last one too.
Did he?
Yeah, he didn't really get.
So this is clearly theater. So what I gathered from the episode was that they're portraying Logan as like taking this like life or death. I'm a real boxer. I'm training.
Yep.
And Floyd's like, you know what? I'm gonna kick his ass.
Make a couple
So
bucks.
watch me like roller skate.
Yeah.
Spend time with my family. I'm
Yeah.
not taking this really seriously.
Yeah, they're not showing him training.
No,
But he
didn't.
looked ripped.
He is
when
ripped.
that picture that they had, like,
Yeah.
he looked insane.
It was MTV Cribs. He was like, "Hey,
I mean, how many cars does
let's
this
walk
guy
around
have?
my
Yeah.
house."
Those were only the black ones.
Yeah, that's right.
He showed all his cars. There's only his black cars.
Where's Big Pat?
Really?
I didn't see him.
He's
No,
out.
he's done.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he does separate. I don't know if I can say what he's doing, but he has a really good job
Okay.
doing security.
Yeah.
But I hope there's at least 2 more episodes leading up to Sunday. It didn't say, right?
Yeah, there wasn't
There
another.
should be. There should be. I don't think it said. There's got to be. I love those episodes.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Okay, I gotta watch it tonight.
Okay. You guys want to talk about China for a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the fact that China, had a one-child policy for a long time. And now they're having problems, as we talked about, with the age of their population. I mean, shocker.
Yeah.
Now they're upgrading
Yeah.
to a 3-child policy.
3-child.
Crank them out.
Crank them out. You know how crazy, the 1-child policy, as effective as it was to control population there,
Yeah.
just to tell people you can only have one child
Yeah.
is pretty crazy.
It's nuts.
And think about Pete's mom if she had to pick one of her kids.
Who would it be, Pete?
It's gonna be fucking me. What are you talking about?
Nah,
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 5 brothers.
Oh my God, are you kidding? There's no way you're the top.
you're middle of the pack.
Well,
at best.
actually,
Aren't there grandkids involved?
I was about to say, there's grandkids. I'm definitely out.
you're out.
Yeah, my one brother's pushed out 3 of them, so he's probably in the lead.
He's probably top.
Yeah, he's well more, can
'Cause that
support
gets-
them.
yeah.
There's kids involved. Like, if they're not coming to me for anything. They're
So
baking.
now they're encouraging people to have 3 children. And, the reason why I brought this article up is really because there was another story that happened over the weekend, I think on Friday,
Okay.
with John Cena.
Yeah. I saw that. What the hell is he
John
doing? Why does he
Cena's
speak
A
Mandarin
true
so
linguist,
well?
huh?
Yeah.
I thought it was a deep fake.
I think it's a deep fake.
You do?
Yeah. Unless he's fluent in Mandarin better than anyone I've
He's
ever
a good
seen.
actor.
I think he is.
He's
a good
in
actor.
that.
Maybe some WWE. Maybe there was a market there. He knew he
Yeah.
had to learn it.
But basically what happened was John Cena, if you don't know who he is, how do you describe John Cena? He's like The Rock.
John
He's like
Cena!
he's like a off-brand.
dun.
He's like
What is that?
He's
Rock.
WWE.
I don't know
That's his intro song.
WWE, but then became an actor. He's in the movie with LeBron and your girl.
He's a lesser
yeah, that's a good movie.
Rock. He's
Yeah.
the Rock,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
sort of the discount
Pebble.
version. Yeah, he's the Pebble.
But he's a great WWE star.
Okay, so
And I
he's a
didn't
great
even watch
WWE
WWE.
star. He's now in Fast and Furious 9, which, by the way, I'm very excited for.
I know you are.
I mean, this
Even
is,
now? Even after one of your stars caved?
I don't care for John Cena. He's not the reason why I watch it.
Okay. What would be the main reason you watch it?
Yeah, what would be?
I really like the
dialogue.
acting. The dialogue and acting. I like that there's
the
only
writing.
like maybe 6 to 10 words in the entire movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
You like
I don't
fast cars.
So I don't have to pay attention. It's just,
Just
And then you
explosion.
get it.
Yeah, you get to
God,
the point.
death.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that blew up. Oh, that's going to blow up.
Yeah.
Love the movie.
exactly. But he made a comment calling Taiwan a country,
Uh-oh.
which I don't know anything about
You better be careful if you ever
geopolitical.
want to visit Hong Kong again. Watch your words carefully.
I didn't know that Taiwan's not a country.
I mean, so the U.S. does not recognize Taiwan as a country because
The U.S.
the United States of America does not recognize Taiwan as a country.
Oh, wow.
Because China doesn't?
Yes.
And China doesn't.
Can you give me any of the backstory there? Do you know it?
The backstory and what?
Like why
Basically,
there's
China
a
just
discrepancy?
China assumes it's their land.
Oh.
And they have their own government, and they don't want to be recognized as part of the People's Republic of China.
Got it.
So there's division, and China. If you look at a Chinese app or Chinese map, Taiwan is just an extension of China.
Got
And I'm pretty
it.
sure certain airlines, when you're like flying over,
Oh, do you want to go to this part of China? We have an island over there. It's like our Hawaii.
So you cannot acknowledge it. Because I remember like
No.
the WHO guy or somebody did on accident. And he
Yeah.
had to walk it back. John Cena had to do a whole fucking whole essay in
But
Mandarin.
isn't that dangerous? So that, American companies, because of the revenue that they can generate from China, from a business standpoint,
Oh,
had
yeah.
to make John Cena, whether deepfake or not, it looked like fluent Mandarin.
You got to watch
Yeah.
this video if you haven't seen this.
apologizing, saying, I made such. So I read the translation, and he was like begging
Yeah.
for forgiveness.
Yeah, because they probably were like, "Oh, Fast and Furious 9, not in China anymore."
There's probably a gun on the other side of that camera.
They've had
That's
to,
what I picture.
You can't make villains Chinese in blockbusters anymore because
Really?
China just won't show it. So do you want to ignore 1.5 billion consumers? So where are we going as a country?
You exactly.
I think
We
it's
know where we're
pretty clear.
going. We're going right down the tube.
Yeah, I think we're going right under China.
Wherever China tells us to go.
Nicely
At
done.
what
They're gonna be
point-
like, United States is not a country. It is a province of
We'll
China.
be like, yes. LeBron will be like, got it. Sorry, I'm kidding.
at some point, our biggest export is soft power.
Yeah.
Is like cultural stuff
Yeah.
that we create, whether it's music, movies, entertainment, celebrities.
Like TikTok. Oops.
Oops, we lost that again.
Lost it.
I don't know.
It's true. But I'm telling you, bro, read or
Fentanyl?
listen to Fentanyl Inc. It's like,
Can you tell us more about that? Because
it's just, I did, but it's going to be boring. Look, the fact of the matter is fentanyl is a terrible problem in this country.
Yes.
And essentially the long story short of it is China sort of allows it. They don't allow it in their country, but they allow it to be shipped to ours. They know that they're sort of poisoning. And they even give tax incentives for certain things in their country. But in their country, it's
Wow.
not a problem.
I
It's
didn't even know
just
where fentanyl
very,
was coming
very
from.
fishy. It's like a backdoor slowly poisoning.
Yeah, and it continues to. I think we have to think about how the country operates in the future, because America is so reliant on just a lot of countries, not just China. And when you look at the way they are operating, it was similar to our discussion on crypto, where we said crypto is not a level playing field because different countries have access to different platforms that allow them to play in the crypto game, differently. Same thing with just regular ass rules and laws are different for other parts of the country than Americans. So they, if I ran a fentanyl lab, is the American government going to help me export it to another country? No.
No. It's wild. It's so hard for me to even explain, but it's like they show one of the biggest fentanyl precursor chemical makers, because a lot of times they'll ship those, and their biggest customer is Mexico, because they're just shipping all of them to cartels, and the cartels are making the actual fentanyl, and then they bring it into the U.S. And the government will go as far, the Chinese government will go as far as to give tax incentives, VAT tax incentives for companies who make
This is
these
in the
chemicals.
book?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And he literally, the journalist called these companies and inquired about their products and what they do. And they showed him on Zoom, here's how we say that it's dried bananas when it's actually fentanyl precursor. And they do this publicly. And the company has government grants and stuff. It's so
And I
crazy.
think that's really the problem, is that
Well, they play by no rules.
yeah, exactly.
They have zero rules. They can
China, you mean, as a whole.
China, China has zero rules and zero consequence.
Yeah.
And you could see now, because Trump's out of office, we're allowed to say that the virus came from the Wuhan lab.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much accepted as fact at this point.
Pretty close.
It's damn near close to as fact.
Yeah.
Everyone's coming out. New York Times, everyone's saying it was fishy.
Yeah.
And then now you're hearing State Department officials that said it's ridiculous that people thought that this came naturally.
Yeah.
So
A freaking pangolin. Are you kidding me? In a wet market? Someone ate a pangolin?
I don't even know what that is still.
Exactly.
they are outmaneuvering. China is outmaneuvering the U.S. every which way.
So the reason why I actually brought up Memorial Day and not just the observance of the holiday, but the deaths. If you look at the Civil War, it was 600,000+ people. COVID wiped out 500,000. I mean, this was some sort of act of war.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we find out definitively that it was loose regulations in this lab that caused a global pandemic that cost the world trillions of dollars
And millions of lives.
and millions of lives all around the world, there's going to be zero consequence.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now.
What is up, guys? Your boy Pete here, and we are back today to bring you our wonderful sponsor of this episode of Group Chat is none other than Alice Gray. That's right, you heard Sneaker Steve, the sneaker legend, on here just a few days ago talking about the new and greatest clog to ever touch the market. That's right, Alice Gray's brand new Rodeo Drive slip-on. It's available now at the link in the description over on Kickstarter. That's right, they've already met their goal of 10,000, but that doesn't mean you can't participate. It is still up for 17 more days, and they would love it if you took part in being a part of the community. The clog is 3 times lighter, ergonomic fit, comfort, sleek, luxury design, made right in Italy. It also is waterproof, great for indoor, outdoor, all-day use, and guess what? It is sustainably made. That's right. That is the biggest thing about this clog. It is not just a regular clog. It is sustainably made. Patent machinery and technology utilizes also allows a saving of 50% new mineral resources. The entire manufacturing process requires 0 water consumption, as the cooling system in the compound's production is provided in a closed circuit unit. The team has worked very, very hard. I've actually done some work with them. I'm producing the creative, but Everything there looks amazing. The product is amazing. We've seen it on foot here. I felt it. Everybody's felt it here. It's not only comfortable, it looks great. Multiple colors. Take advantage. Head over to the link in the description and take part if you haven't already. We appreciate the support. Thanks, Alice Gray. Let's get you back into today's episode.
Okay, well, that shit's scary. Let's talk about a lesser fear from China, TikTok.
Yes.
So TikTok had Adrian's kickback viral moment down in Huntington Beach.
Yep.
Looks like there's a new kickback that popped off up in Seattle. That got broken up by cops as well. So TikTok kickbacks are the new viral.
Yeah,
sensation.
I didn't. All I saw was the headline, but these kickbacks are clearly working.
Isn't the whole point of a kickback for it to be more kind of mellow? Not like a riot? You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Maybe they're redefining.
It's the power of TikTok, though, man. You know?
I still can't believe it's allowed to operate in the United States.
Yeah. I mean, look at these kickbacks and see how easily the next step to that is some sort of actual riot or protest.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Fueled by, I mean, how hard would it be to do a BLM protest or a QAnon protest or if you can do Adrian's fucking kickback in Huntington Beach?
Yeah, we could storm every government building.
Yeah.
With
At the
TikTok,
guidance of
yes.
China.
Yeah.
Not Taiwan.
Correct. Don't you dare. It's wild. It's scary.
Yeah, we don't recognize that.
What
I
is
went
it?
to Taiwan.
Never heard of it.
Amazing country.
Ooh.
Oh, see, you're not going to the Maldives.
Yeah.
Nowhere you'd have to stop through. Nowhere, nothing. Okay.
That was Dee Murthy.
That was Dee Murthy.
That was
Formerly
Matthew.
Yes,
Your boy
yes.
Pete Clerkin.
Yeah, great. See why I use a fake name?
Yeah, that's why I said your real name.
Speaking of QAnon, they had a fucking conference.
Yeah,
Who
they-
allowed this?
It's like the Coachella for conspiracy
Oh
happened
my
this
God.
week.
They have a right.
You got to shut
In
this thing
Dallas.
down. Rights need to end somewhere.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right before the QAnon conference.
So the name of the conference, For God and Country, Patriot Roundup.
I saw an article about like how much QAnon's infusing into like Christian.
So it's become,
World.
so that's another issue we should talk about, but thousands of QAnon supporters gathered in Dallas, paying at least $500 for a ticket to the event. $500. And, you know, some of your big headliners were Michael Flynn. He wants to figure out how to do a coup on the U.S. government.
Nice.
There's some other folks. Roger Stone,
Of course.
social media advisor, calls for Hillary Clinton to be hanged.
Oh my God, okay. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Still on there?
Like on a stage.
Yes. So,
These guys are absurd.
Why are we letting this happen, man? We got to stop it.
and the other big issue is I actually read a really great article about this, that a lot of pastors are fighting to keep the QAnon conspiracies out of their congregation.
I saw that.
And a lot of pastors are caving.
Yes,
And they're preaching it.
Yeah, and then and it's become a huge divide, specifically in the South, about just how they're going to speak about this topic to their congregation, and like that's pretty wild. That means this QAnon thing is like it's nowhere near the fringes anymore. It is.
No, I don't think it's fringe.
No, it's not fringe at all. It's 15% of Americans, a poll found, agree with QAnon contention that the government, media, and financial worlds in the U.S. are controlled by a group of Satan-worshipping pedophiles who run a global child sex trafficking operation. 1 in 6 people in the United States of America.
What? So one person in this room right now believes in it.
Who is it?
It's not
New guy?
fucking me.
I don't know
It's the
about
new
the new
guy.
guy.
New guy.
New guy.
He's wearing
Why?
Guns N' Roses. What is that?
What is that?
What is guns? Yeah, what does that mean?
All the
Doesn't
more
mean
Yeah,
reason.
that'd be
he
easily.
said he's the youngest one in the room. Doesn't mean he's not QAnon.
Yep.
1 in 6. This is not a fringe movement.
It's scary.
Yeah.
They have a conference. They have a
Yes.
Coachella
Yeah.
headlined by Roger Stone. I want to see the lineup sheet.
Roger Stone's it was social media guy. He didn't show up. Roger Stone didn't
God.
show up.
Is there
So what are
musical
there,
guests?
like 200, 225 million adults of the population?
Sure.
Probably right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
200 million, so 15%.
30,
30
40
million
million.
people, 30, 40 million people believe in this shit.
That can't be right.
Here's the
I
problem.
think you'd be surprised.
It's
Tim.
a reference for people is Axios, pretty respectable news organization.
But he-
that had this stat.
Tim, if you go hang out around like Alabama, West Virginia, I think you'd be pretty shocked.
I think if you drove 15 minutes from here.
Also true.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if you are an anti-vaxxer, you're subscribed to some QAnon beliefs.
Is anti-vax and QAnon hand in hand?
Well, I'm sure it's government conspiracy. That's
I
why
would
they're
say
like-
the overlap is kind of like all racists are Republicans, but not all Republicans are racist.
Sure. Yep.
All QAnon are anti-vaxxers, not all anti-vaxxers are QAnon.
Yeah, I just wonder how they deal with like Trump, because Trump co-signed the vaccine, didn't he? Or do they think that was part of Q's conspiracy?
I'm sure that's part of the conspiracy.
Well, he had to, but don't worry.
Got it.
It's just so dangerous because a politician's just going to run with this, a better version of Trump.
Yeah. There was already, what's her name? Marjorie Taylor Greene or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Oh my God.
She's full Q.
Yeah.
And what's the Yale law guy who's like the most highly
Yeah.
educated guy?
Yeah. I forget, but yeah.
He voted against the Stop Asian Hate.
Yeah.
This was like a symbol. Josh Hawley.
Josh
Josh
Hawley,
Hawley,
that's
yeah.
the guy. He's a psycho.
Yes. And he's like super highly educated.
Yeah. Well, I think he's so smart that he's like, I gotta lean into this.
Exactly. 15%.
Yeah.
You can make some damage.
You could make 15 to 30% pretty easily. It's not
And
a
they're
crazy leap.
active and they vote.
Yeah.
Oh, they're voting.
That's the problem. They vote.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also woke driving these people into being QAnon.
That's true. But then QAnon drives more woke.
Yes.
It's a fucking vicious circle here. Okay, let's talk about tennis.
Yes.
Naomi Osaka is notoriously kind of a, do it my way, F you guys sort of person in a good way. She said no press and you can go ahead and fine her. Now she has withdrawn herself from the French Open.
Yep.
What happened? How'd that kick up so quickly?
So she had said a few days ago that she wasn't participating in any media and that she was going to get fined and she'll happily pay the fine, but it wasn't good for her mental health.
They're just like disrespectful and crazy, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
I guess specifically speaking about the French Open. And then she posts another long post today saying like, I don't want to be a distraction. I'm withdrawing.
So the tournament actually, after she skipped the first press conference, fined her $15,000, and then the tournament said, if this continues, we're going to escalate the penalties, and it's not just going to be fines. We may disqualify her from.
So maybe they told her, like, if you don't do press, we're going to disqualify you from this one. She's like, fuck it, I quit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
How important is French Open?
very. It's 4 biggest tournaments: French Open, Australian Open, U.S. Open, Wimbledon. So I would
So
say
it's equal with Wimbledon?
it's Wimbledon's most prestigious,
Yeah.
but French and U.S. Open are right neck and neck, and then Australian's probably the least of the 4.
So it's a big deal.
It is a big deal. I mean, for someone like her, one of the top players in the world, you can't. It's hard. It's really not great to miss a Grand Slam. But I also think it presents an opportunity,
For what?
to also break power. That like, oh yeah, these 4 tournaments control the entire sport. Like things can change. I don't think anyone's happy with her leaving. I'm sure the tennis like purists are like, how can you quit? How can you quit? But I don't know. I think it goes back to like, these players have power, and if they want to, they can piss off.
I think there's
Yeah.
both sides of the argument. So she wrote a post about how she's, plagued by social anxiety and depression and all these things that are super serious. So totally understand that. But what do you expect the tournament to do
Yeah.
if you can't market your product? So
Well, is she a Nike athlete?
Yeah.
Because it's like a whole Nike campaign right here.
yes, it's a mental health Nike campaign. From her perspective, she's the highest tennis earner by like a lot for a female. I think she makes like 50 million in endorsements, something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So she doesn't need to play.
she
Good for
doesn't-
business, though.
It's good for business, but it's also at what point, like if you're the French Open, if she gets away with it,
Yeah.
then everyone's gonna be like, fuck it, I'm not doing press.
Yeah.
And she's one of the unique ones because her platform's so big, she doesn't need to do the press to be famous. But that doesn't stand for the rest of the sport.
Yeah.
I think, if she was suffering from this much like mental illness at the time, I have to ask, like, maybe you shouldn't even have been in the tournament.
I think there's probably specifically sitting like on a stage getting hounded with questions probably triggers it.
Right.
Whereas like performing or doing what she does and her art form probably doesn't, would be my guess.
Right.
And her point was in the questioning is every single reporter asked the same exact question 45 different times. And so she's like, why am I answering the same exact question every single time?
And she's nervous about the tournament probably. Like I would just guess that's like that's like the thing that like drives her nuts.
Yeah.
You know? But I don't know. Yeah.
It's unfortunately, if you are in these sports, it comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Like the NBA can't have all the players say like, I'm not doing press.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see both sides, to be honest. I always lean towards hating anything that's like the old guard, that's like we just do it our way because it's our way. I always hate that. But there is a need. I mean, they do need to like...
I almost think like press conferences are relatively stupid anyways.
Yeah.
Like you're not really... Once in a while you get like Draymond who like will mouth off and you'll get some quotes.
Do a Clubhouse.
I was thinking you make the athletes do long form content.
Yeah.
Like I would love to do an hour
24/7.
do an hour with Naomi Osaka. Let us get to learn more about our life.
Do that. Do a mini doc leading up to like 24/7 does. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, but good for business for Nike, I think.
Yeah, for her, she's a hero.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just look on social media,
For young people, she's a hero.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
What do we got?
Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley have
The football
agreed.
player?
No, Tyron Woodley's
agreed to fight?
a welterweight champion, UFC.
I think
They've agreed.
Tyron Woodley's gonna.
Agreed to a deal for a boxing match.
Like before the Floyd Mayweather fight?
They just
Just next week.
I don't know. They
Right
Oh,
now.
they haven't set
Tune
a
in.
date.
Yeah.
They're live on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm just fighting right now.
They're fighting. Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's a tough one for Jake, I think. Tyron Woodley's a much better boxer than Ben Askren.
He keeps just taking on these UFC guys. He's not actually boxing a
well, he-
boxer.
he
knows.
I get it. I know, but it's like
Yeah, they know. But Tyron Woodley's a way better boxer. If he beats Tyron Woodley, I will say I'll give him
Is
some
he a
a
respect.
striker?
decent amount
Wasn't
of
that
respect. He's a striker, yeah.
because Ben Askren isn't a striker,
Like
right?
at all.
Yeah.
Like he's like known.
Dude,
That's he doesn't do that. But Tyron Woodley, not that he's the best striker, but he's definitely a good boxer.
Wow.
We'll see. That'll be a lot more fun to watch than Ben Askren. And there's going to be no like, immediate weird awkward KO or dad bod. Tyron Woodley's in shape.
I would, yeah.
What?
Ben Askren was just
I mean, come on.
looking back on it now. That
He was
dude
just trying
made
to
out
get
with a
that check.
bag.
Yeah. What about Macy's? Macy's is building. What's happening? It seems like Macy's is going the wrong direction.
So,
Is it doubling down on Blu-ray?
So a lot of people during the pandemic have decided to reinvent their business, find new opportunities.
Haven't we all?
And some people have chosen a different path. The CEO of Macy's announced that he wants to kind of double down on their Herald Square flagship. So if you don't know where that is,
The physical store?
34th Street in New York City, in Manhattan, near Midtown. Iconic store. You've seen it in movies, the parade, all that good stuff. He wants to double down, spend $250 million to help revitalize the neighborhood around the store and, build a nice little skyscraper for office spaces. Interesting.
Oh my God. Literally while the whole world is going the other way. He's literally doubling down on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, like, I don't understand internally at Macy's, like, you're a department store, you're a retailer at the end of the day. There's a lot of things to be done at retail. You still do billions of dollars in revenue.
Yeah.
But instead, like, your big announcement is that, like, you're going to go build a big ass building.
For office space, when literally everyone's talking about how much you can save by working remotely with certain groups.
In the most
expensive
expensive city.
office space on the planet. If anyone's going to get hurt by office real estate, it's New York City.
Yes. Like, guaranteed. What vision board does he have that he sees that?
Because
How
who's
old is
in
this guy?
office space? It's hedge funds, bankers, law firms.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, why are we spending, whatever a foot to have this like prime real estate
Yeah.
for no reason.
And look, maybe they have some inside track on an Amazon, a Google, or a Facebook that says we'll take the 2 million square feet you're building. Or
But
whatever.
Google's buying buildings and Amazon's buying buildings. They're not
Yeah.
going to lease from Macy's.
Yeah. It's so weird.
Here's a perk: you get to get 50% off on underwear whenever you want to go downstairs.
Someone just has to put Macy's out of its misery.
Yeah.
They should take all the inventory,
Yeah.
sell it all,
Yeah.
take that cash, dividend to shareholders, and call it a day.
They really
And say,
should.
everyone, pack your bags. We're
Pack
going
your bags. It was a good run.
Yeah.
Remember the parades, the whole thing. We did it all.
Yeah, Santa Claus.
We were in a
outta
lot of
here.
movies. There's a lot of nostalgia.
Oh my gosh.
And the thing is like, you look at, for example, Target and Walmart, who have just kicked fucking ass the last
Yes.
decade.
Yep.
Take Home Depot, big fan of what they do, kicking ass.
Costco's kicking ass.
Yes, Costco. There are
It's-
retailers
Yeah,
that,
there's no excuse
yeah.
is the point.
yeah.
Macy's
5
is
years
just
ago,
mismanaged.
I get it. You just didn't have the talent. You didn't have the vision. You didn't understand what to do. We just saw all these other retailers figured it out.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're building fucking buildings and cleaning up the neighborhood. What are you going to do? Go power wash the sidewalks? Hey, it's a beautiful block down here. Everyone should come back outside.
Oh my God.
Okay.
And by the way, it's like Midtown, New York City. I'm sorry. That shit ain't never coming back. Midtown in Manhattan is never going to be cool.
Are we shorting?
Which
Shorting
parts?
What are you going to short?
Midtown.
No, Macy's.
I mean, it's short already. It's really short.
It's really short.
Who knows? Maybe Reddit can save it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, interesting. Another topic in the lane of sort of evolving or not. There's a little bit of a beef happening between the pizza business and all these like delivery apps. So
Yeah.
think about it. Essentially what these delivery apps did was they made everywhere delivery. Well, pizza is the OG
Yeah.
here.
They
They've
invented
been
it.
doing delivery. This ain't new.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's a little bit of we're a little at odds here of, are these pizza places going to go over to like an Uber Eats, or are they just going to do their own better?
So Domino's, which is effectively like the king of delivery,
Yeah, they are really good.
it does not work with any of the app companies because they say their fees and the structure allow them not to be profitable. And Uber Eats and Postmates and DoorDash and all those folks obviously have connected to all the independent pizzerias. But like, it's proven that like restaurants do not do well in this delivery economy because the fees just eat into it too much.
Yep.
And then they have to inflate the prices. And when you inflate the prices, obviously demand goes down. So there's a lot of interesting things. And the thing is like Domino's is like pretty cutting edge in technology. Domino's is another great example of like a Macy's comparison. Domino's could have easily got rolled over
Yeah.
by Uber and Postmates and DoorDash.
Yeah.
But instead, they invested in their technology. They probably have the best food delivery app in the game.
Yeah.
Better than the incumbent, any of the big tech companies.
Yeah.
The experience is flawless. It's easy to reorder. It's so damn fast.
Yeah.
Your food gets delivered hot. I don't know if you've been watching the NBA playoffs, but they have a commercial of the robot delivering pizza every 5 minutes. And so like they're clearly like on some cutting edge way of delivery.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see like how it plays out over time because food delivery is just not a good experience today with
Yeah.
the Postmates
No, it's
and the
not.
Uber Eats and the DoorDashes.
Yeah.
Like the food just does not come right. It's very few cuisines that deliver well.
Yep. I would say the biggest technological advance they made over quarantine was most places now like sticker the bag shut.
Yeah, you
Staple.
like that. That was your biggest fear.
Love
Everything's
that. No
stapled.
balls in my food.
Well, I'm sure the driver has his own stapler, dips it.
Yeah, he's got his own sticker.
But
Trust
most
me,
of the places
buddy.
I order from have like a custom, like
Sticker.
a Chipotle sticker.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're,
I think it's going to work for everyone. So Domino's, like you said, invested in infrastructure and saw this trend coming and knew they had to build a tech stack
Yep.
to be able to be innovative. And they even changed their recipe, right, in 2009
Yeah.
to make it what it is today, which everyone loves.
they're risk takers.
And I think nothing's happening to DoorDash and Uber Eats and Postmates. They will always exist.
Yeah.
And they'll exist in a big way.
Yeah.
So I think if you're big enough where you don't need them, you're not going to use them.
Yeah.
And for everyone else, you're going to have to use them.
I'm reading this Wall Street Journal article right now. It says nearly 81,000 pizza places closed during the pandemic.
Damn.
There's
There was a good one over in Studio City that closed.
Wait, here
No, across the country.
across the country. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's a dog eat dog world out here. You know what I mean? So,
you know what's also deceiving? Domino's is not cheap.
really?
You get their specials.
It's
Yeah, that's
cheap.
the problem. Is
Yeah, yeah,
you have
just
to get
the
the
The problem
special.
is you're just like building your own pie and it's
Yeah.
$30.
When
Bad
I want to
idea.
build my own
You
pie.
have some special vegan.
Everybody
fucking-
knows what to go
I want
off
my ranch
menu.
pizza. Remember my ranch pizza I,
do,
was hyping
yeah,
up?
yeah.
That's like $28.
Yeah, once you go off menu, you lose.
It's
Yeah.
their blue cheese is what they're known for, by the way.
Blue cheese.
Yeah.
Says who?
That's
Domino's.
disgusting.
The blue cheese like dip? Like
Yeah.
Says who?
No, they're not known for that.
Who told you that?
Just try it.
No, who told you that?
Try it.
I don't believe it. Probably some boomer shit.
You're saying
No,
that
I've
in
never
such
heard
a
it. I mean,
suspicious way.
I've had
Try it,
Domino's
just try
lovers.
it, Try it.
Yeah.
He's like a drug dealer, blue cheese dealer.
Just try a little bit, huh? Just try a little
Fentanyl
bit.
ink over here.
Yeah, but
You
you
have
have
me
blue
look
cheese
at
ink.
blue cheese.
Blue
Yeah, it
stuff
tastes
is
kind of
good.
funny, huh?
Blue cheese ink over here. Okay, well, yeah, it's look, the pizza wars. The only thing that I don't like, I'll be honest, as a consumer, is I don't like having a separate app just to order pizza.
Yeah.
So let me order it on phone. Just give me the option of a shitty version.
For some reason, like, is Postmates app over? Like, I
Yeah,
can't even log into
integrated to Uber
Okay,
Eats.
so that's why it doesn't work.
I hate
DoorDash-
it.
It's so bad.
I
hate
love
the
Uber Eats.
app.
I love it. I love it.
You're,
so bad. You
you're
have to
a
tip
boomer,
first?
bro.
I don't like the tip first, but the
Ugh.
actual experience is better.
Experience is terrible.
Garbage. Okay, last but not least, look, there's more beef. We talked about Nike earlier with Naomi Osaka, but Nike is having a little bit of a beef with Neymar. What's going on? So Neymar got clipped. Nike's saying this is why we did it. Neymar's saying that isn't why you did it. What's going on?
Nike's saying that it was a sexual assault allegation by Nike employee,
Oh,
and that's why they are terminating his deal.
Neymar sexually assaulted a Nike employee?
Yes,
Apparently.
that's
Allegedly.
allegedly, and then and that he's not willing to cooperate on an investigation.
Okay.
And then Neymar challenged Nike, saying Nike is lying,
Wow.
and that it knew about the employee's allegation against him long before it took any action. So I think it sounds like Nike's using this as a weaselly excuse.
Or did maybe like the allegation just come out in the press and Nike wants to look like they're doing
But
right
he's
by?
not been with Nike for years, right? Didn't he sign with Puma?
When did he sign with
There's
Puma?
not much I know less about than soccer. 1 year?
What a year, yeah.
Yeah.
He did that
Only a
Jordan
year.
release. He had a Jordan collab not too long ago, but it would have been like around that same time.
So maybe a year ago. But that's why they're saying that Nike is why they terminated their deal.
Why would Nike come out and say that? He's not been with them for a year.
Something's fishy.
What's the upside from Nike?
I don't know. Maybe they.
It's not like the employee that got sexually assaulted is coming out and saying, I worked at Nike. This is
So
what
that
happened.
didn't happen. Maybe
No,
she
but
was
they-
threatening to.
So yeah, supposedly she was asking them to say something and disclose and then
Got it.
improve on policy and do all this.
So you're
So
saying
she
the
was
employee...
threatening supposedly off statements that I read.
The employee probably gave an ultimatum.
Yes.
You go to the press or I do.
Yeah.
Right.
So employee alleged a sexual assault occurred in 2016.
Yeah, on a press tour.
She filed a complaint in 2018. Then Nike started their investigation in 2019, and in 2020, it ended its relationship with Neymar. So they did take,
I don't know, man. Yeah, Neymar could be a little crazy here too.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I think our instinct is to be like, oh, Neymar.
We don't
Nike
know any
probably
of these
screwed
guys.
him.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what if Neymar is a little cuckoo?
Creepy,
Yeah.
handsy.
Yeah. What if he's handsy pansy and then he, got clipped, got pissed, and was like, that's not why Nike did it.
Well,
Did a
yeah,
bunch of
I
nice
think I can accept that. I think the problem is that from Nike's perspective, if you knew, this happened over a 4-year span. Like, why don't you move faster?
Yeah, there's a lot of questions here, man, and it's a touchy subject, and I don't really want to try to make jokes or, you know what I'm saying?
Or talk about it.
I don't,
Moving on.
I don't know, but it's fishy, and maybe we'll find out, and someone's wrong. How about that?
I will say, so Neymar plays for PSG. PSG is a full merch store at Century City Mall now.
Well,
Wow.
I didn't know soccer is hot like that in the U.S. Is PSG just considered streetwear?
Yeah, they did. Like
Is
I
that
said,
the one Drake always wears?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they had a and they had a collab with again Jordan and Neymar was a part of that. And it's
The store is strictly PSG.
Strictly PSG.
You sure it's not like a pop-up?
I mean, it's a full store. I don't know what their lease is, but the store only has PSG merch.
Well, if you don't know the lease structure, then we don't want to talk about it.
Yes, exactly.
Jesus.
Okay, so yeah, we need to get some PSG clothes.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, now you want to, so you're supporting.
I
So
love
Mbappe,
soccer.
we're
Come
fine.
on, Neymar. You know Neymar.
No,
Can we get a Neymar jersey?
Yo, Puma.
And
Can you
Mbappe.
name 3 soccer players besides
David
Neymar?
Beckham.
David Beckham.
that are active.
I'm okay with David Beckham. I'll take David Beckham.
Neymar and clearly Ronaldo.
I just said the name like 3 times just now.
You did.
Mbappe. He's the young star. of
And
PSG.
Mbappe. Yeah. And Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So what's up? Right?
You didn't watch
Yeah.
that Chelsea match this weekend?
I couldn't catch it. Didn't-
Too busy golfing.
Too busy with
Yeah.
reading the book.
It's not their soccer match.
Yep. PSG, big PSG guy. Okay, and on that note,
Keep moving.
let's move on to some shout outs.
Yeah.
What do we got? Do we got anything?
We actually do have a shout out. We have a big announcement. Your boy Pete
Are we doing that
is
this episode?
yeah.
Okay.
Your boy Pete is making a formal announcement. Please make your formal announcement.
Yeah.
What's your
formal-
announcement, Pete? Is your birthday or something?
Yeah, no, that you guys missed that one 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
So the reason why this announcement is coming is because we missed his birthday.
Oh.
yeah. They
He's announcing he is
officially retiring from group chat.
Retiring or quitting?
Well, quitting. Retiring sounds so much cooler. Sounds like I put in my time. You know, the bones are getting weak. It's time to rest up.
The bones are getting weak. What's that mean?
you have osteoporosis.
Yeah, I'm really suffering.
Is this because of your Dogecoin investment?
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors. One of those being a leader in the Dogecoin.
What
No,
percentage
really.
of your decision was based on Dogecoin?
About 2%.
I think that's wrong. I think it's like 50.
No,
That's wrong.
No.
Didn't you mention
that would,
it
That
when
would be stupid.
So what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm gonna go start working part time with Costa Brava. As you guys know, I am, and I guess now I found out I'm an expert
An
in the
ambassador.
In seltzers.
can seltzer
Well, you really
space.
manifested your seltzer beverage
Yes.
lifestyle.
like right into it.
Yep. Got it. Okay. What else?
Yeah, and then just gonna start freelancing more as a photographer, videographer.
Wow.
So we'll see what happens.
So to all of our listeners, all the days of Pete's an idiot. Well, you're gonna just hand in your fame card like that? I feel like you were just starting to bubble up.
Yeah,
You're just starting to get recognized.
gotta make some business
Is
decisions.
this your
out
last
here.
episode?
Now new guys
Well,
gonna
I
be
thought
famous.
tomorrow was, and then Dee just brung this out.
Well, no, I wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
build it up.
Build it up. All right,
Build
we'll
it
talk
up.
more from tomorrow.
Well, we were gonna have to do this one because I'm writing the newsletter for tomorrow that's gonna come out, and I'm also saying it there, so it's actually good. It's
Yeah.
I think the fame got to him.
Yeah, I think
No.
the fame.
He's
I
Naomi
don't even
Osaka.
get recognized. He's Naomi Osaka. He has
This
not good
guy's
for his
down.
mental
Yeah,
health.
He's like, I'm getting recognized too
Yeah.
much.
My mental state was
It's not
just
good for his mental health
crumbling.
to have to do press every 3
Yeah,
days a
The
week.
Rosewood, getting caught at the Rosewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dogecoin
Like
exploding.
all a guy wants to do is go to the Rosewood, have a nice weekend, and not be bugged. Is that too much to ask for? I want to go on the West Side without somebody bombarding me for photos. God forbid.
I don't think he's joking.
I know.
No, because I didn't even notice this weekend. No one noticed me. So
I'd love
that's
to
what
hear.
I knew.
I would pay to hear how he talks to the Costa guys.
In what?
You know, because it's probably
capacity?
similar to that.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
I'm going to bring
Dogecoin.
all this fame to the
Yeah.
seltzer game.
Okay, well, listen, Pete. Fuck you, man.
We handle
That's how you handle employees over here.
Over
And I'll
here,
just walk
yeah.
over to HR.
You think it's all amicable over here at Death
Yeah.
Row? You're going to be swimming with the fishes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that's our shout.
Shout out. You
We'll dig a little
motherfucker.
deeper on tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, I wanted
Tomorrow-
to tease it.
Is tomorrow's episode your final episode?
Yeah,
Wow.
June 1st.
So not too happy. People get a little sad when
The
they
bones
leave.
are weak.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know, things are
Okay.
catching up to me. Time, that is.
The new Naomi Osaka.
Well, there you have it. Naomi,
Coming more tomorrow, I guess.
more coming tomorrow. My friends, goodbye.
Peace.
Nice.